Last week, I did a video about pretty privilege in the spiritual community and how a lot of people accept what someone says just because of their appearance. Now, I want to do a part two of that and include the difference between psychosis and downloads. And a lot of people are accepting the psychosis of a messenger just because of their beautiful or really highly aesthetic appearance. I want to start off this video that mental illness affects everyone, regardless of your race, age, gender, ethnicity, social status, or even your appearance. Yes, beautiful people can suffer from a wide variety of mental illnesses and instability. Now, almost all of us, regardless if you identify as spiritual or not, receive downloads. What's a download? A download is a spiritual epiphany. It is your inner voice or intuition speaking to you about something that you need to know that you would have no way of knowing without hearing this inner voice. A download is not a voice external to you, a voice that's disturbing you, that's waking you from your sleep, that's interfering with your everyday progress, with your everyday life, with everyday life events and your everyday routine. So basically, you can have downloads and still live a fully functioning life that you can go to work, you can take care of your kids. It's not disruptive. Now, psychosis is when you are hearing things that are outside of you that are interfering with your daily life and routines, and you cannot function properly in society any longer. When somebody has psychosis, they might become highly paranoid and obstinate that whatever they are hearing, feeling, sensing, seeing, they have to be right about that nobody can turn them wrong. Nobody could deter them from feeling or thinking or sensing or believing whatever they are hearing or believing, sensing, feeling, or paranoid about. And if they're trying to deter them from that they are their enemy. Imagine you get a spiritual type of download, a spiritual epiphany, and someone who's close to you is like, hey, I don't think so. You probably don't view them as evil or trying to plot against you. You might not agree with them, but it's not going to make a big difference to you. People with psychosis truly are going to dig their heels in and view that person as evil and probably push them out of their life. And when someone has ideations that are psychosis, they're not going to be helpful. These beliefs that they are truly trying to enact and integrate, well, I wouldn't even use the word integrate, but try to apply, maybe that's a better word, to their daily lives are not going to be helpful to their functioning or even rewarding to them. When someone who's physically attractive on here tells you that it is the end of the world, they're an alien, or that there's going to be a massive solar flash where if you don't believe what they're believing or whatever group is believing at this time, you're not going to survive. Yeah, they most likely have psychosis. And if they don't have psychosis, they're just full of shit. Is there any denying that the current energies are really monumental and world altering? There's no denying that. And if you are trying to deny that, yeah, you're full of toxic positivity and you're really just trying to live under a rock, which I can make another video about it another time. But does that mean that everybody's going to be wiped clean from the face of the earth if they don't believe a certain ideology? Absolutely not. We definitely have to keep our antenna up, keep using our discernment, no matter who the messenger is, no matter what they look like, no matter what they sound like, no matter how they present. Because there have been documented events where people have latched onto these leaders, these so-called leaders who are in a full-fledged psychosis, who create a cult-like group that believes that there's some kind of end times. And there was this one group that believed that there's some solar flash happening and that their kids wouldn't make it up with them. This group was winding up in psychiatric hospitals, and you can look this up on TikTok and the internet to see more. I'm not going to go into the whole thing. But they were creating psychosis for their group. So group psychosis is a real thing if you are latching on to that energy. Energy is absolutely contagious. You know, when you're in a toxic work environment, you feel like crap and you just feel like sludgy energy. Yeah, energy is absolutely contagious. So bottom line, it's really important for us to safeguard ourselves. Everybody does get spiritual downloads, regardless if they actually believe in a higher power or not. But psychosis is definitely a real thing. And a lot of TikTokers, social media stars, they're very glamorous, but they are going through a mental illness. And I can't diagnose people, but when somebody is saying that there's going to be some kind of crazy end of the world event that only they can see, and people who don't believe in that are not going to be able to ascend, yeah, that sounds like psychosis to me. Let me know what you think in the comments, but keep it respectful, because I will block and delete.